This week on football, Papis Cisse is playing Sunday League.
Pep batters Slot in his 1000th game in charge.
Thomas Araujo has both teams to score in his ACCA.
Messi shines again under the Miami lights.
And Boniface with the assist of the century. Welcome to This Week on Football. We have got a team of the season so far to go through. It's actually a little bit more difficult than I thought.
It was way harder. In certain positions.
I think a lot of them speak for themselves. Some of them we've picked 3 for every position. So I think we've given everyone a fair shout. There's 3 for every position. Let me know what you think. Let us know what you think as well. Starting off in goal. Goalkeeper of the season, my 3 shouts will be David Raya, Roofs at Sunderland, and Dean Henderson at Palace. I think it's been really good and going under the radar as well.
Yep.
Who you having?
I'll go Roofs.
You going Roofs? I want to go Raya.
I knew you would, and that's kind of why I said Roofs. Raya's the obvious one. Top of the league. Clean sheet record. It speaks for itself. Would you expect Raya to have done that with the trajectory that we're on? Yes. Would you expect Roofs to have been keeping Sunderland in games, winning games that they shouldn't have won, and then be where they are? No. So for that reason, that's why I've gone Roofs.
I think you're looking at a defence in Arsenal that probably allow their goalkeeper not to face as many shots. Obviously, the shots on target statistics outrageous for Arsenal. I'll go with Roofs. I'll go with you on that. We've got our options at right back. We got Jurrien Timber at Arsenal, Matty Cash at Aston Villa as well, and we've also gone with Coyote at Brentford. Those long throws have been deadly.
Yeah.
And he's been good, and Brentford have been good.
Brilliant player, lively. The long throws are clearly an outlet, Rory Delap-esque.
I wish they counted as assists.
Arguably even more effective than Rory Delap, because it's now in a time where it's calculated and they work on it. I think when Stoke used to do it, it was lob it in and hope someone gets on the end of it.
Get
I
it
think
onto Crouchy's head.
It's a set piece for them.
Yeah.
Timber's
the best right back in the league. Yeah. I think Matty Cash has been brilliant this season, man.
Yeah, and just earned himself a new deal off the back of it as well, so you can't rule him out. Again, I think it is one that's lacking.
The right back
position.
I think it's so clear cut that it's been Timber because he's the best right back in the league and he's been brilliant this season as well. I think it's hard to look elsewhere, but I think Matty Cash and Coyote deserve it. Let's go Timber.
Yeah.
At left back, we've got Calafiori. We've got Nico O'Reilly and the newcomer to the Premier League, Truffert at Bournemouth. Are we going to go with another Arsenal player?
He has been brilliant, to be fair to him.
He's quite rash, mind. He's quite rash, Calafiori.
Oh, he's got that Italian yard dog defender in him, isn't he?
I think Calafiori's been really good, and he's taken up some really interesting positions in terms of attacking. Gets really high up the pitch, and he's often the ball where the ball lands on the edge. He's often that guy,
and he's got a good strike on him.
Great strike on him. Do we go 3 for 3 Arsenal?
Well, no, because we went Roofs.
2 for 3 Arsenal.
So I'll let them have Calafiori.
We'll have Calafiori there. Quick note on Nico O'Reilly. Obviously, well-deserved England call-up. And I think in the pecking order at left-back, I think he's gone above Miles Lewis-Skelly.
He's makeshift left-back, though, isn't he?
I think he can play pretty much.
Yeah, everywhere. Of course, but I don't.
Left back, left midfield, central midfield.
I'd have had him
he
more.
Came through as a central midfielder, possibly,
which is arguably even more impressive. To be
fair,
fair,
as Miles Lewis-Skelly, you've got these 2 left backs who are really versatile, really good on the ball, attacking threats as well. Nico O'Reilly, again, similar to Calafiori, can get into the box, and you find him in a position where he's one-on-one with the goalkeeper a lot of the time.
It's more common now. You think back to Trent, this sort of inverted setup with left backs, right backs, wing backs that can play centre mid comfortably. So it's no surprise that he's doing well there.
And Vardiol obviously benefited from it last season playing left back at Man City, scored goals and got assists. Truffert, word on Truffert. Been good for Bournemouth, and obviously his first season. Kirkes moves on. There's a void to fill. And right now, who are you going to take? Truffert or Kirkes?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Let's go Calafiori.
Yeah,
okay. In centre-back, we've got 9 options of centre-backs. No, sorry, we've got 6 options of centre-backs. We're choosing 2 of the following.
Okay.
Van de Ven, Gabriel, Saliba, Dan Ballard, Mark Gay. We've got De Ligt as well as the last option.
They've all been brilliant this season. I think from the list you can sort of rule out De Ligt and Gay over the other 4, but they have been brilliant. At the end of the day, we're talking of a team of the season so far. It would be so easy to go Gabriel and Saliba.
Gabriel's nailed.
Gabriel over Saliba.
Has Gabriel been the best player in the league this season?
Yeah, if you look at effectiveness, because there'll be so many people that say you can't have a centre-back as the best player in the league. You can, especially if you look at how they do their job for their team. And the stats do not lie. The results do not lie.
He's absolutely pivotal to that Arsenal side, not just from a defensive point of view, but attacking.
They miss
see where their goals come from.
100%. And he's a focal point for those set pieces that are so effective. I think they miss Gabriel way more than they miss Saliba.
Which I'm surprised about, actually, because like last season, Gabriel was phenomenal as well. But last season, there was almost a debate that Saliba is as good as Gabriel, if not better, and he's the one that they'll miss. I think Gabriel has been probably their best centre-half and the best centre-half in the league for the last 2 years.
He might be close to being the best centre-half they've ever had.
Tony Adams.
Which is why Campbell. I say it, yeah. But if they win a league with him in there, he could be up there.
Is Gabriel better than Van Dijk?
No. He's not, is he? What, right now? Or in general?
Right now he is.
Yeah, he's more effective than Van Dijk is at the moment.
If Gabriel goes on to win a league with Arsenal this season, if Gabriel becomes player of the season this season, I think there's a really close shout between Gabriel and Van Dijk, who's the better.
If he goes on to win the Champions League, FA Cup, Carabao Cup, Club World Championship, comes second in a Ballon d'Or by 4 or 5 votes, then yeah, we can have that conversation. But not right now.
Gabriel's in the team. Who's your second centre-half?
Mickey van de Ven.
I think I'll go Van de Ven there.
He's an absolute monster. He is. I know the others may have been better and better team performances and things. As a centre-back, he is everything. If you could create, like on Football Manager on FIFA, your perfect defender, tall, quick, good with the ball, scores goals, handsome. Good in the air, handsome.
Something's got to be wrong with him.
Let's make up a room.
Yeah, we've got to tear this guy down. I think Van de Ven's been. I think he's in with his shout being the best centre half in the world at the moment. He scored five goals this season,
and they're not just Gabriel-esque nodding in at the far post because a corner's gone in.
That goal he scored in the Champions League. Someone needs to write in. Someone needs to investigate that guy. That's not normal.
And the pace isn't normal for a start because that's up there with wingers. Strikers of world football that have got a lot of pace.
He's one of the quickest players in the world.
Right. So that's not normal for a start. For a central defender to have the composure to go past players in the way that he did, you think of the likes of that Ben Arfa goal for Newcastle. Went through Son. Coutinho used to do it. Just go through 3-4 players. Messi, I'm not comparing Van de Ven to Messi.
Van de Ven is Messi.
But that's a mindset where you almost have to slow the game down to be able to see where you're going to be going. Yeah. A centre-back shouldn't have that.
No. And then the composure again to finish.
The finish. All right, Van de Ven, put him in.
Van de Ven might be everything.
I think I really like Mickey Van de Ven.
I love it.
I tell you what, you put a Mickey Van de Ven or a Gabriel with a Van Dijk, no one concedes goals because you've got both elements there.
Yeah.
You know, I think Van Dijk is way better than Saliba. If you put Gabriel and Van Dijk, they'd be suited. Mickey Van de Ven, the only argument is the left-sided centre-back and all that sort of stuff. But on paper, a Gabriel, Mickey Van de Ven, Van Dijk back three No one's scoring a
My
goal.
word.
No one's scoring a goal. You got everything.
Play a couple of win backs and you win everything. Quick word on Dan Ballard. Had a great season for Sunderland last season. Loved watching him for Sunderland. Obviously scored a massive goal for them in the way to getting promoted.
Playoffs, yeah.
He's been fantastic this season as well when he's had the chance. He's not started every game, mind, but when he's come in, getting that goal, great finish against Arsenal as well. Worth a
I think
shout.
he might be a talisman for Sunderland.
He is.
They look to him.
Yeah.
For
Set pieces.
as
My God, I don't think I've ever seen a player head the ball away more than that guy.
he is the epitome of the British beefhead, isn't he? You just
Irish, isn't he?
Oh, is he?
Northern Irish.
Oh, right. Well, I didn't know that. I would assume Dan Ballard is very English. Maybe it's because Sunderland play in red and white. I don't know. Yeah. But just a quick name drop. A lad that we used to play youth football with, Dan Price, could header an ice block away.
Yeah.
That he reminds me of that.
Yeah.
Will just get his head on anything.
Yeah.
Nat Phillips, maybe not be the most technically gifted, but my God, he'll put his head in somewhere.
Yeah. I love a centre half who'll just head in.
Yeah, it's gritty. And
so we've got Roofs in goal, we've got Calafiori, we've got Timber, and then we've got Mickey van der Ven and Gabriel.
I think that's fine.
We'll move on to midfield. We've got 9 midfielders to contend with. We've got 3 to choose out of these 9. We'll start off with Declan Rice and Zubamendi. Mm-hmm. We've got Enzo at Chelsea and Caicedo. We've got Granit Xhaka, Szoboszlai, Idrissa Gana Gueye. We've got Bruno Guimaraes and we've got Palhinha.
Okay.
Is there a name out of them that you want immediately in there? For me, Caicedo.
Yeah, and
he's the first name in there.
Yes, and it's difficult because the 2 names that I probably look to straight away would be Declan Rice and Caicedo. And obviously they're a similar position. So if we take away positional, then I would be fighting for those 2 to be in. But I do think Caicedo... It's a debate at the moment, isn't it? Who is the better CDM?
I think Caicedo's having a better season.
Yes.
But you can't look past what Rice offers. Set pieces.
All round. He'll score.
Yeah, can pass. He picks up the ball on the edge of the
play.
box. He'll find players in great positions.
I really hate this, mate, because all this is that we're just glazing Arsenal. And rightly so, but I hate it.
They're unbelievable. So Caicedo, you happy with that going in?
Yep.
Alongside him, I think I'd like to rule out Szoboszlai and I'd like to rule out Bruno Guimaraes.
Yeah, and
both have been good.
And I would probably, we may come back to it, I'd probably like to rule out Palhinha even though I think he's been instrumental.
He's been Tottenham's arguably one of their best players, him and Mickey van der Ven.
The thing with Tottenham, just quickly, is that their fans are booing them and things like that. They're in a really good position in the league. You think about Man United and Tottenham last season and the turnaround of that, and I really do think that along with Mickey van der Ven, Palhinha in that centre midfield has just shored them up, made them tighter.
It's hard to play against them. The problem they've got is they're playing players with similar attributes in terms of defensive attributes that aren't necessarily line breakers. You put a James Maddison in there with Palhinha and with Pat Matasar. Pat Matasar's playing in the 10. I think he's a good player, but to Tottenham,
he's more defensively minded, I think. So
and Bentancur exactly the same. I think he's a good passer of the ball, but he's maybe a ticker.
Yeah,
ticks things over. You want someone who's going to take risks. I think Xavi Simons, by the way, is really good. I think he's going under the radar. I think with Tottenham and Tottenham not necessarily playing amazing football, I think he's the one player where I look to him to add that bit of quality.
He can definitely do it, but there's a touch of the Florian Wirtz argument about it that he's not performing in the way that we know he can.
I think he's better than Wirtz
this season. I disagree. Szoboszlai has been our best player this season.
Yeah, that doesn't say much, so.
Not at the moment, but again, we're in and around, you know. But I think with the other players available, I think Enzo has been fantastic as well. If we were taking a Chelsea player, though, it would be Caicedo, which we already have.
We'll take Caicedo. Where do you stand on Xhaka?
So for me, it would be Caicedo, Rice, Xhaka out of those 3.
I'll go Caicedo and Xhaka. The only thing I'm a little bit hesitant on Rice is if I'm looking at that midfield, do I want an Enzo? Do I want someone who maybe is a little bit more attacking minded?
Yeah, and a bit more.
No, I'll go with you. We'll go Rice, we'll go Caicedo, and we'll go Xhaka. I think that's very fair.
If we were going to go position for position in the exact formation that the best team would be playing, then we would struggle to fit Rice and Caicedo in. If we're just talking about the best players for their teams and a team of the season, then I think you'd go Rice and Caicedo for me. Yeah.
And then,
Granit Xhaka.
Yeah.
Has to be.
A quick word on Zubimendi. I think he's been brilliant.
Zubimendi, yeah, he's definitely given
really
them.
Like
we
him.
Talk about ticking and things. He's your most typical, in a brilliant way, the most typical Spanish turn on a sixpence, small, tricky, can pass through the lines, can score ridiculous goals if he wants to. He has a decent amount of shots on average per game or over a couple of games. He's obviously going to work well with Arteta. They were almost a similar type player, that sort of midfielder that pulls strings.
Sociedad as well.
Yeah. So yeah, I do like him. I can't believe that he chose to go to Arsenal after snubbing us.
Right decision
for mountains. But yeah, brilliant. Wouldn't get in my team of the season, but yeah, a word on him is fine.
Yeah.
But Granit Xhaka, I feel like we haven't talked about him enough, and I know we're on a sort of a time limit to get through these, but my God, there will be no one that can, hand on heart, go to bed at night saying that they said that Granit Xhaka will be as good as he is this season.
He said himself he's surprised to be back in the Premier League. He didn't expect to be. But after the season he had at Leverkusen, instrumental in winning the title. Forget the title. They didn't lose a game. And then he's at Sunderland and expecting to fight relegation, which is actually a bit of a surprise and move for him. I think the club itself is an amazing club. The fans are amazing. The structure and the city, he's really bought into that, and you can feel that as well. And I think for Xhaka, it's probably the best career move ever is to leave Arsenal and go to Leverkusen, because at Arsenal he wasn't deemed good enough for it was good enough for the Premier League, but he wasn't deemed good enough for Arsenal.
They didn't deem him good enough for them.
He had a disciplinary issue.
Well, and
he fixed it.
The moment that he went off doing all this to the fans.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a career killer at any club. He did well to I actually think he did well to come back from it, because he rekindled some of it. But yeah, the interview that he did, Sunderland did like a TikTok social media type thing where it was quick fire answers and things, and his answers were so generic because he just did not know anything about Sunderland.
No,
it's simple.
I know you wouldn't expect him to,
right? But the fact that you watch him in the Arsenal game, an ex-Arsenal player, he's screaming at players to get up because they've fallen on the floor. He's going at the ref, wanting decisions for Sunderland. You can't put a price on that.
On the pitch.
You can't put a price on the passion and the commitment to a team that he probably doesn't need to be at.
I think after this amount of time, give him another 3 to 6 months, and he'll absolutely love the club.
Yeah,
because
they are a huge club. Maybe not in stature around the world, but a one team city. They've got the massive rivalry just down the road, but they are the Sunderland Till I Die documentary was fantastic.
Yeah,
I really hope. I don't know if they have. I really hope they've got one for this season.
Oh, it'd be amazing, wouldn't it? It'd be amazing.
Perfect. Because you watch those fans, they have been through a lot.
They have,
and they're brilliant fans. It was loud against Arsenal, and
the
always
roar
is.
Of the goal after
brilliant.
Dan Ballard scored was
brilliant.
Amazing.
Proper club.
And then after, obviously, Brian Bobby scored as well. That is the Premier League. It's what you actually just don't get abroad.
No.
That same feeling. There's a noise that happens in the Premier League, especially when it's a lower league team celebrate and they score a last minute goal.
Just means so much.
Yeah, it's their everything. Okay, so we'll go left wing.
This has got to be a tough choice.
We've got Antoine Semenyo, Jadon Anthony, and we've gone for Cody Gakpo as well. I think we can rule out Cody Gakpo. It's a really tough choice to find a left winger this season,
and that's bad, isn't it? Really,
I think he scored 3 goals. Is he
three and 2 assists? I think, and he started the season all right. He's just not lighting up anything, is he? And to be in the same company as Jadon Anthony and Semenyo, with all due respect to them, and they've both been brilliant in the Premier League, we should be having top tier names in that list.
There's not many left wingers in the world at the moment that are really ripping it up.
Apart from Luis Diaz. apparently.
From Luis Diaz, yeah. I always said you shouldn't have got rid of him. You didn't appreciate him at Liverpool.
No, I think it was time for him to go, and for him, because he wasn't putting in these sorts of buying performances at Liverpool on a regular basis. The start he's had to this season is rejuvenated. Sometimes people need to go. Semenyo, for me.
Semenyo's obvious. Jadon Anthony, quick word on him. Had a really good season. Had a tough season last season or a couple of seasons ago. I think his mother passed away during the season, but he's never been a player that's really found his form. I think he scored sort of 3-4 goals a season, managed to get a couple here and there. Then last season, I think he got close to double figures. And then this season, 4 goals in the Premier League already. That's amazing. That is amazing for him. So fair play to him. Semenyo's been the best left winger in the league.
In the world.
Not in the world.
No. I am over the moon to be linked with him in January. There's noise.
You think that'll happen?
No, but I'm over the moon because in the past 4 or 5 seasons, when we get linked to someone, it tends to come because Liverpool don't release. They're very good with media. They don't release things unless it's sort of possibly in contention.
Yeah, like Bellingham and Zubimendi.
But they were.
And
we
Gyökeres.
put bids. But we put bids in. That's my point. Not Gyökeres. We got Hugo Ekitike and Isak. But you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah.
There's no smoke without fire.
So you think Semenyo's going in January?
Yeah.
Exclusive. So Semenyo's going in there. Okay, right wing. We've got Mbeumo. We've got Iliman Ndiaye. And we've got Ismail Assar. Sar's a bit of an outside shout, and I don't think we can give him a good case against Iliman Ndiaye.
Not against the other two, but he has been brilliant. He's dangerous. And
one of the highest XGs in the league, always in the right positions.
Again though, a sort of lacklustre list for right wing, really.
And Burmo's been really good.
Yeah, he has.
Has he been the signing of the season?
No.
Who's been the signing of the season?
Granit Xhaka.
Oh, do you know what? You've nailed it there in one.
I really
He's
do
been the
think
second best. Brian Mbeumo's been fantastic.
He's been brilliant. He's exactly what he needed.
To come in, right, for Mbeumo, considering the recent history in Man United signings in terms of the forward line, not delivering, what he's done to come in and make it feel seamless. Like last season finished, he was unbelievable last season. This season, he's slotted in like he's just at another club. It's like he's playing for Brentford again.
I was about to say, what I really, really want to happen is that this is like a purple patch and whatever, but the fact that he's done it consistently over a number of seasons suggests that it's not, and that he will continue.
Big games,
breaks my heart.
Big goals, big moments.
Yeah,
you know, and a lot of the times when United are really struggling in forward areas, he's been the one that looks the most likely.
Sharp. Is the word. It's the shot because he doesn't look like
his finishing is so clean.
He's a little dumpy guy, and he's got that sort of Luke Griffiths body composition. You know the ones I mean, the shorter lads.
Yeah,
a mate of ours, sorry, who they look like little bulldog terriers.
Yeah,
but he's so quick.
Yeah,
and agile.
Technique's outrageous.
Really frustrating. I used to hate going to Brentford when he was there because you just knew he would have a say.
I think him and Ahmad are linking up really well. I think that's been a big plus for Man United. That is going to be difficult to fill that gap when they go to AFCON in Jan. But for Brian Mbeumo, I think he's got a really good shout. I think it's actually a little bit closer with Iliman Ndiaye. I think he's been really good this season. That goal that he scored against Sunderland is up there with one of the best goals I've seen in a long time. Because we don't have players typically that will do that. The last player that I saw do something similar was Eden Hazard.
Yeah, he's got bags of ability and bags of confidence, and between him and Grealish, I feel so sorry for those two having Tieno Barry and Beto up front.
They're one decent striker away from a really good team.
Because that front three, if they had a decent striker, would be brilliant. And again, I don't want it to be, but facts are facts. And Grealish has been good this season, if not great this season. But Ndiaye, he's got something. Again, you talk about personal teams you support going to these teams. We play Everton. He's the first player above Grealish for me. You look at Iliman Ndiaye and think he could cause us a problem today.
Yeah, and
that's a testament in itself, isn't it? So
it's close controls, outrageous dribbling, his technique, and left foot or right foot. you don't know where to show him.
You've got to choose here between a United and an Everton player.
Burmo or Njai, who you have him? I'll go with your shout.
Willia and Jai.
To Burmo.
I can't do it.
It's really close. What I would say is Burmo scored more.
Yeah, fine.
And I think that's an easy one to
have
separate.
him move on.
And I think he's done...
Move on.
Okay. And then striker, finally, we've got three. We've got Igor Thiago, who's absolutely flying this season. We've got Nick Voltemade, who has been really good considering it was a hefty price tag and he's coming in, a lot of pressure. Bundesliga players don't typically do well in the Premier League. Scored a few goals. And then we've got the monster.
Goth.
The monster Goth.
Yeah.
He's outrageous, Erling Haaland, isn't he?
Joking, he?
It's Erling Haaland.
Obviously.
Word on Igor Thiago.
Yeah, you don't need to talk about Erling Haaland. Really impressive, strong, finishes well, and there's something I like about a player that no one knows, because I didn't.
Well, he was there.
I know he was there last season, but yeah, was it
Injured.
ACL?
I don't know what.
I don't know.
It was,
I know he was there, but still, I'm happy to admit when he scored his first goal, I was like, "Who's this lad?" And he was there the entire last season. So I like that. And there will be loads of people that did know him, Brentford fans, obviously. But the average sort of generic football fan, I don't think would have had a clue who he was. And to come in and he's on 11?
He scored 8 Premier League goals.
Premier League goals.
In 11 games.
8 and 11. That's outrageous.
Brentford do this.
This is what I mean.
It's like Ollie Watkins goes, they've got Ivan Toney.
Yeah.
Ivan Toney goes, they've got Brian and Burmo. Brian and Burmo's not there.
And Visser.
Johan Visser will score. Kevin Schade another one that could potentially come through this season and make a claim to be like the next Brentford player. But at the moment, Igor Thiago's flying.
It's a shame for them that they have to be this sort of feeder club.
It is, but
it works for them.
Do you know what winds me up about football fans? Right?
Shit.
Everyone complains. So say you're a Brentford, you're a Bournemouth, you're devastated that your player leaves and goes on to a bigger club. And you're like, oh, why do all our players just go for the money or go to these bigger clubs? Where'd you get them from? You didn't bring them through. If it's an academy product, fair enough. But these players, they're going to bloody Club Bruges and picking up a player. What about Club Bruges? You don't worry about them. Does my head in.
There's a football food chain and people need to understand where they are in it.
And if you do better, you'll go up higher in that
Correct.
food chain. It's not hard. Voltemade.
Yeah, fantastic. I really liked him before.
Machine Gun Kelly.
MGK. I really liked him before. Watched him in the 21s. Yeah.
I watched a lot of him in the 21s.
Yeah.
I wasn't sold on him.
Well,
I think he was top goal scorer in that tournament.
Not just that, in the Bundesliga as well, a young fella that's that tall will get exposure either way. And what I really liked was...
He's a good finisher.
I'm sorry. What I really liked was the feet he had. The technical ability.
For a big man. Cliche.
But it is.
Yeah.
It is. And it's not... like Peter Crouch had good feet. No one will ever admit it, but he had good feet. Voltemade, it's just this new current generation of player, isn't it? They seem to be...
Every player's technically...
They just seem to be like built in a lab to work how you want. Yeah, he's been good. I think that his contribution will go unnoticed because of Newcastle's form and league position.
You want to talk about Newcastle? They're shocking. They're shocking.
I think they're so over passionate about what they're watching.
They have lost their entire sense of where they are. They actually don't understand that in the Premier League, this is not good enough.
Not for how they talk about themselves.
You want to talk about yourself as a club that should be getting these players. They were complaining all at the start of the season about how they weren't getting these players. They should be getting these players. How's he going to Man United? Thinking they're there. You ain't there. Why would Isak want to go to Liverpool? This is why. Because you're actually where you belong. You balance out your positions currently and last season. This is kind of where you belong, somewhere in the middle.
I don't think they're necessarily where they are at the moment, table-wise. I think they are a better team than that.
Yeah.
But not, we're going to go and win the Champions League, we're going to guarantee ourselves top 4, we're going to win it. They're a cup team.
Yeah.
Because and I'll tell you why they are. They have got a cringy but brilliant atmosphere on those big nights.
The big nights are hard. Any team struggles to go to St. James's
and that's
Park.
Brilliant for them. It's cringy.
And their fans are brilliant.
And the difference between someone like we were doing against Real Madrid, where we weren't expected to win, I don't think, and we win a throw in, a challenge would go in, and the fans are up, right? Yeah. That's a once in a season type game for Liverpool. For Newcastle, that's every Champions League game.
Yeah,
which is fine. I'm not necessarily knocking
They're
it.
not going to win the Champions League, though.
No, but they'll believe that they can.
They really believe that
and
they
if that takes them through to the last 16, the quarterfinals, good for them. But know where you are. You're not going to win it.
Well, they'll know their place because they'll get through to the last 16. They'll play a big boy, and that big boy will turn them over. And then all of a sudden, you're out of every competition. You're 15th in the league. And then you're like, oh, maybe we went a little bit too fast.
That's where...
Because you've also spent a fortune.
Right.
70-something million on Anthony Elanga. You brought in Jacob Ramsey for 40-something million. You've got a £70 million striker. You've got players like Bruno Guimaraes, Sandro Tonali and Joel Linton, who are fantastic in midfield. Why is that not working? Because you've got a great side. You've got great defence in terms of statistics as well. Why are you where you are?
My opinion is that Eddie Howe is a great manager, but he will not take them to your levels of winning Champions Leagues.
Do you think he's taken them as far as he can?
I think he can still take them a bit further, but not where Newcastle fans think he will take them. Of course they're not.
They're a mile off winning the league. They're behind Man United in terms of who's more likely to win a league in the next 2-3 years. 100%.
I would agree.
They will not. They would never.
But weirdly, they've got a better infrastructure to do it. They are in a position.
But Jose Mourinho, football heritage.
Yeah, well, yeah.
United have football heritage in the same way Liverpool could lose 6 games. You play Newcastle the following week, you'll beat them. There's something about it. They're just not there yet.
And again, we are in a crisis state, apparently, according to a lot of people. And the chances are we don't, but no one would be overly surprised if we went on to win the Champions League this season.
No.
Because it's there, it's heritage. Those nights are normal for us. For Newcastle, they're the big event still. And until they do it consistently, top 4, 5, 6 seasons in a row, get into last 16's quarterfinals, maybe a semi-final, then they're not going to be considered.
Tottenham will win the league before Newcastle. Man United will win the league before Newcastle.
Sunderland.
Chelsea will win the league before Newcastle. Sunderland are in a better position. Unfortunately for Newcastle fans, the reality's hitting. Let's list that team. Roofs in goal. Calafiori left back. We've got right back Jurrien Timber. We've got Gabriel and Mickey van der Ven so far this season. Enzo Fernandez. Caicedo. Rice.
We went Xhaka.
Xhaka. Caicedo. Rice.
Yep.
Then we've got left wing.
Semenyo.
Then we've got right wing.
Burmo.
And then up front, the big monster goth, Erling Haaland.
Yeah.
I think that's fair so far this season.
Yeah.
Right, let's move on. The VAR, the refereeing over the weekend. Quick word on how much VAR is ruining the game and refereeing decisions.
You can't celebrate a goal anymore. I did.
That is the most poignant point at the moment. That people actually almost... do you know the one person I'll give credit to is Darren Fletcher. He's the only commentator who I hear, because obviously they've got to be impartial, they've got to be fairly neutral. He's the only commentator I hear talk shit about VAR. Say, you can feel it in his voice and you can hear him say little comments. And it's like, he feels it. He knows he can't go hard, but that's our job as fans. And the fact that fans seem to complain about the VAR decisions, but we're not campaigning against VAR being in the game. VAR needs to be out of the game.
There's 2 ways of looking at it. I agree with you, okay? But I also think that there's such an incompetence with our referees and Howard Webb. I think there's such a referees unit that all look after each other and don't want to cause any issues, and they don't want people getting upset.
It's a bit of a boys' club.
Of course it is. Howard Webb was part of one in his days.
Yeah.
And so that sort of ethos and culture is carried on, and they all look after each other, and it should be black or white. So if they sorted their shit out and everyone was on the same page, and it seems to be the same names popping up all the time. Michael Oliver is touted as the best referee we've got in this league.
Anthony Taylor was 2 seasons ago.
And who are the people, Paul Tierney, who are the people constantly at the forefront of contentious decisions? You don't get this with Jared Gillett.
No, he's a good ref, actually.
You don't get this with Rob Jones.
I was thinking this weekend, I've got an offer to make the Premier League, and I've got an offer to make the referees.
Let's get our referee kits on.
Right. Keep VAR, but only use VAR for goals that should have been scored but haven't.
Okay, rather than disallowing...
Don't disallow any goals, which means we get to celebrate goals again. Try to go with the on-field decision for as many as you like. However, if there is a goal scored and it's chalked off on the pitch, but there's an option to go and rule it, so it... Because those are the things that really hurt us the most, when a goal's scored and it's ruled out and it shouldn't have been. Not goals that were scored and maybe it was a toe offside.
Or there's a flick on your finger.
On your hand. We don't want that. Football fans don't want that.
No.
If you had a poll and you asked everyone, every football fan in the country, everyone's going to say, no, I don't want VAR. My offer, keep it, but only for decisions that allow a goal. Be football positive.
Goal positive. That's what the whole game's about.
100%.
The thing that it has absolutely killed, or the things that it's absolutely killed, is fan experience in stadium. You know, I was at the game where Luis Diaz's goal was offside. We had no idea.
Tottenham. Yeah.
4 massive screens around the stadium, not one replay, not one graphic to say this is why it's happening, this is what's happening. That did change some things, but not the actual decisions. It changed protocols. It changed conversations that referees have, and maybe giving a bit more, and then eventually we've got these reviews. Those reviews are a joke.
There's more
when they start
controversy
talking
since VAR than there was before it, which is mad.
Fan viewing experience on the TV. How many times do me and you watch a game and say, show the fucking game?
Oh, I know.
Because they're showing things over and over again. Commentary's got worse because they're having to talk about these things and they don't really
know what's happening.
And they don't. Well, and that's another thing, is that some of them do. You say, and this goal's going to be disallowed. At least give us the opportunity.
Yeah, if you're going to have the drama, give us
the drama. To see the drama rather than spoiling it.
You said it, Gary Neville, at the weekend. He said, we already know it's a penalty before the referee's given
it.
But
we didn't.
Yeah.
And so what's the point in having the after review, Liverpool number 26? What's the point in having that if you've got Gary Neville or Jamie Carragher or any of them saying, oh, I've just heard, you haven't, but I've just heard it's a penalty. Load of crap, mate.
Do you want to move on to Day 1 League?
Yes.
Or have you got anything else? I know we're time constrained.
We're not, but I think that the way that the podcast has gone, I can leave this topic for another day, and I'm going to wait until it's really common. It's lower league chance, so next episode, stay tuned for this, because I'm going to rip the shit into lower league fans that think they're above everyone else.
Let's do Day 1. At the start of the season, the way our fantasy league works is you're not allowed to make any changes. No transfers, no triple captains, no chips to be played. You pick a team, you leave it for the whole season. Just going to read through the top 4 of the league. Over 1,300 people joined the league this season. We have a top 4 currently, and the top 3 have been pretty cemented. And actually, I think this top 4 is going to be pretty cemented for quite a while.
Really consistent.
It's incredible, the numbers they're hitting, considering there's no changes. At the top, Rob Devereaux still on 694.
Well done, Rob.
We've got Hamza El Sharif is on 683. Incredible. I'm checking their teams every week, and they're not changing. It's amazing. You got a Jimage for John at 682, close in behind there, just by a point. And then you got Samara Knight at 4th. She's on 652.
Well done, Samara. Well done.
It's remarkable. Weekend treble time. This is the part of the show where we pay you to listen. And when I say that, I say it with my chest, because the facts are the facts. So far this season, we are both in profit. Last week, I won my treble. That came in. If you backed me, well done. You got a bit of money. If you backed Brandon, you missed. You got 1 out of 3 selections. We won't go through the controversy there.
Should have been 2. I said Bradford and I meant Bolton.
Yeah.
But it lost anyway, so.
This week, it's weekend treble time again. We've both got our trebles. It is the international break. However, the loser... No, we did agree to this. Whoever loses, if one person wins each week, the other one has to do a chomp. Now, if you're not familiar with chomp is where we have to make a video exposing ourselves, not literally and physically, penises, but you have to read out a script from the other person that we know is going to get a lot of hate online.
I'm really not looking forward to this. I haven't read it.
You didn't win. Have a quick read of your script, and I want you to deliver it to the camera or to me in the most realistic way so I can clip it up, put it on socials, and you'll get a hell of a lot of abuse off this because, to be fair, it's a little bit outrageous. Do you know what? I didn't want to go down the Liverpool route. I didn't want to hamper you in terms of...
I really appreciate that. I'm reading it quickly now, and I really thought it was going to be something that I would never be able to set foot in Anfield again.
It's fine.
And I was really worrying about that.
It's fine.
Good Lord. You want me to just read it out first before I do the delivery? Or shall I just go
read it out first before you do the delivery, yeah.
If we're talking technically, like technical ability, Ronaldo isn't top 20 players of all time. Gerrard, Henry, Ronaldinho, Messi, John McGinn even has better technical ability. Players these days like Florian Wirtz, again, have a better technical ability.
Doesn't have to be word for word, but I want the John McGinn in there. I really want the Florian Wirtz. I want you to list some players that he's better at.
Hey, listen, Florian Wirtz has got a shout. I kind of believe that.
Kick it off with the hook, which would be the Ronaldo. If we're talking technically.
Okay. Yeah, but if we're talking technically, as in real technical ability, Cristiano Ronaldo isn't in the top 20 players of all time.
He's in the top 2 players of all time.
No. I can list you some names.
Please.
Gerrard, Henry, Messi, John McGinn. John McGinn's got more technical ability than Cristiano Ronaldo.
Be serious.
Okay, in this current day and age, Florian Wirtz.
Better than Cristiano Ronaldo,
on the ball, technically. He's got everything, Florian Wirtz. Cristiano Ronaldo was a stat padder that headed and was in the right place at the right time.
Your bias is so outrageous because you're a Liverpool fan that you can't speak good on Ronaldo.
I can't do this anymore. I can't do that.
That'll be a clipper now. Oh, that's gonna be a tough one.
I'm not gonna make it home alive.
You might get heat for that.
Yeah. All right,
the last chomp we actually did was Baker, and he got over 800,000 views on the video that we did where he was talking about Thierry Henry not being as good as Darwin Núñez. So that's the pinnacle. That's the one to reach.
This is almost a social experiment for us because we like to think we put out some decent content, some decent viewpoints on football, and if they don't get many views, but saying something outrageous like that blows up on TikTok.
It's a sad world.
It's a terrible place, isn't it?
Yeah.
We need
the
to
lights
do
gone off, which means we are closing in on the end of the show. Weekend treble. Let's go with mine first. I've gone with Belgium -1 against Kazakhstan. I've gone Greece versus Scotland over 1.5 goals. And I've gone for Mansfield versus Peterborough over 2.5 goals. £10 on gets a return of £32.08 this week.
I forgot it was international break.
It is international break. Have you gone all Football League? Go on.
No. I've gone after the international break. I ballsed it.
You haven't done one for this week?
I've gone as far as Liverpool, Nottingham Forest.
Okay.
Tell you what, end the show and...
You're going to send me one?
Yeah.
Bear in mind there's a lot of pressure on you because if I win this, you've ballsed it up.
It's supposed to be a professional outfit and I've done that.
And then you haven't got it right and you lose another treble.
I don't care about
You'll be doing another
chomp
break.
Do you know what? I will, because am I in front of you profit-wise?
Actually, no. It's £26.70 for me profit. You are £13.35. You were far ahead of me. But
Watch this.
I've been nice and consistent. Little dribbly ones. You've been putting in big, loud shouts. If you back me like you did last season, you'd have 8 times your profit.
Watch this.
Your stake.
Watch this. I've got Norway over 3.5 goals. England to beat Serbia. Portugal to beat Republic of Ireland. Okay. Wins.
Okay, I'll put the odds in.
Yeah.
I have to. You can't just do it off the bat. If you beat me, I'll be in the mud.
Bang, done.
Right, guys, thanks for tuning in this week. If you haven't already checked out our other show, Never United, where we are Liverpool versus United every week on a Monday, you can do. It's out, and it came out this Monday, where Brand absolutely loses his head.
Correct.
And I laugh a lot.
You do laugh a lot.
A lot. If you haven't been to our socials, @waslfc on TikTok for Brandon, you'll find all things Liverpool. I am @AlexGoalpost. You'll find me on Instagram @AlexGoalpost for all the best bits as well. If you want to just listen to the show on the go, you can go on to
Apple Music and Spotify.
And it's also Alex Goalpost. If you got this far, please like the video. It really helps us. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe right now.
We really want to get to 1,000 by Christmas, just as an ego boost for us.
That's
so if you can do it.
1,000. And if it could pay us a little bit, 10, 20p per like, that'd be really nice as well.
Fantastic. Thanks for listening, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Love you.